What is up, PICA fans? My name is SocratesMLG, and today I'm bringing you part 2 of this week 1 game of the week, match of the week. And this time around we are facing off Oregon Old Man versus Detroit Magnetons. I have not seen these people play all that much, but it was the game I definitely enjoyed most in D2. D2 was a lot harder to pick from than D1 was, but looking at the matchup right now, Golbats looks like it can do so much work against this team. First impression is really dangerous, even if you have a Manaphy, but +2 priority. This is a Mega Scissor. As soon as it gets a defense drop with Liquidation, then Scissor is actually going to be in a lot of problems. And then there's also the Magneton right there, which can potentially trap this Mega Scissor and then just HP fire it to death. Zoroark, always a nuisance. Just one of my pro tips, well, pro tips really, just disguise Zoroark always as something that will take the same hazard damage. So don't disguise it, for example, as an Arcanine, because it'll be very obvious as soon as you'll switch in an Arcanine, and it will only take 12.5% from rocks. But without any further, well, this team looks also really threatening. The Zoroark can put in a lot of work. I'm actually really looking forward to this Superior putting in a lot of work, because Leaf Storm plus HP Fire looks to be able to destroy this entire team, because it either has a grass weakness or a non-grass resist, and everything that resists grass, which is 4 things on this team actually, does not appreciate HP Fire. The only thing that is neutral to both is actually this Golbats, but I don't think Golbats' depth is all that great. I have no idea, by the way. But here we go. So OG Hypnotoad is going to lead off with this Golbats as Colton. It's Colton, right? As Oregon Old Man just lead off with his Machamp, which turns out later to be No Guard. But he goes for Stone Edge, takes nothing from that first impression. Golbats turns out to be Citrus Berry, but he goes into his Chestnut. Now he's just going to fire off another Stone Edge, but not really fearing the Chestnut. He's just going to go straight for the Poison Jab. Oregon Old Man straight going to go for the Poison Jab. And now, as Hypnotoad sets up a bulk over the Chestnut, but I don't think he necessarily wants to take that. He goes for Machamp, goes for Dynamic Punch, confusing the Chestnut. I don't think he'll be having more of that, because Machamp is going to be very useful the rest of the game. Chestnut's just going to stay in on the Arcanine and just going to go for a Drain Punch. Well, not going to stay on an Arcanine, but on the incoming Arcanine. And this is the point where Chestnut is just going to be death foddered, because he realizes that he doesn't have a lot for fire moves. This team is really weak to fire, because Golbats already consumed his Citrus Berry. Vikavolt is weak to it. You don't want to break Mimikyu's Disguise yet, and the other 4 things are just, you know, weak to fire. So Arcanine is probably the best bring. Could very well be MVP. But in comes Excadrill. Obviously do not want to stay in on that with your Arcanine, because Excadrill is going to be outspeeding that, but obviously Excadrill is not switching to this Arcanine. Goes into Manaphy. I do think this might be offensive Manaphy, and then he has nothing for Drill, so Manaphy's just going to get foddered here. So evening this score, 5-5, Excadrill is just going to do great. And in comes Machamp, which apparently does not die to this Earthquake, even though I'm not very sure about that, but it is gonna go back into Golbats as Dixie Normus. I just realized what I said. Goes for the Dynamic Punch, Emergency Exit activates, and now he can go out and is something that will definitely threaten this Machamp. So Mimikyu is gonna come out. He's probably gonna go for a Play Rough, but at this point Machamp has done quite a bit already. He has taken out Chestnut, which should usually kind of wall this thing. But he decides to take out his Disguise, but now Hypnotoad decides to whip out the Trick Room. No idea if that was absolutely necessary. Machamp goes for a Bullet Punch. Even that wasn't all that necessary, because Play Rough turns out not to even kill his Machamp. He decides to keep it as death fodder. I do think that he has two very solid switches to this Mimikyu, being the Mega Scissor, being this Arcanine. He could even use this as an opportunity to heal up his Arcanine for future purposes. So, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Mimikyu is going to reveal the Destiny Bond, predicting him to just go and kill it. But Colton makes a good play, goes for Wisp on the Mimikyu, rendering this thing completely useless, and now he's just going to play the waiting game. Unfortunately, he does get paralyzed in the process, but he could very well just heal up his Arcanine. Getting paralyzed, getting all these paralyzations just really helps in the long run. But he goes for the Destiny Bond. At this point, Arcanine just gets paralyzed again, so it still cannot heal up. So this is kind of getting interesting. I mean, he has 5 more opportunities to just really go for the Morning Sun and then potentially take it out. But in comes the Trick Room again, which is just a good bring because Vika Volt, for example, could late game sweep under Trick Room as soon as his team gets relatively weakened, and you have trapped the severely damaged Arcanine, and you have trapped the Mega Scizor. You could actually maybe kill Scizor if it's weakened with an HP Fire, but I don't know. Finally, this Mimikyu goes down. Like, that was such a pain in the ass. And now Golisopod is gonna be brought in, and is gonna bring more of a surprise move on it, I do think, because no, he's just gonna go for liquidation this turn, and Golisopod actually gets access to spikes, which I didn't know before. Well, I started looking at his move pool before. I've seen a couple of lives with it, but I didn't actually explore every single Mon's move pool. But he goes in with his Mega Scizor, goes for liquidation, and as soon as Scizor would have gotten a defense drop right there, then the next turn just would have straight up killed it. He goes for liquidation yet again, still does not get a defense drop, and that's just kind of unfortunate on OG Hypnotoad's part. But Building is just going to go for a Roost to recover, and Golisopod is just going to stand there. I mean, doesn't do all that much to it. It does a solid 40%, which is still really, really strong. But now Colton is no longer taking this Golisopod shenanigans anymore, and finally Hypnotoad gets up layer of spikes, which may or may not end up mattering. Could break potential Sash on Zora, could break potential Sash on Chirp. I mean, that doesn't really make sense, but puts Arcanine in range where probably -1 Earthquake will kill, but I have no idea. But he just goes straight into Magnezone, and he figured, you know what, I don't need to HP Fire, I'm just gonna go for T-Bolt. But Scizor lives, and is just going to take this thing clean out with the superpower. So that's not looking great. Hypnotoad is just gonna go out into his Excadrill right here, and it could be an Earthquake sweep, but I do think that the Superior is way too high for that. But Superior actually gets checked by a full HP Vikavolt. I somewhat expected this thing to be Assault Vest when I first was looking at this game, but I don't think that'll eventually be the case, as we'll see in a bit. He goes into Vikavolt, and I was thinking as soon as Colton pulls a double right here, well, I'm not sure if that would have mattered. No, because the Arcanine is paralyzed, so that paralyzation on the Arcanine is going to be a real pain in the butt. Leaf Storm, as we can tell, doesn't do anything. It reveals its leftover, so it's definitely not Choice Scarf or anything, which could potentially kill this Excadrill. But now, he's having none of it, and he just goes for a Bug Buzz, which takes out the Superior, and I do think that this should be game where Arcanine and Zoroark are just gonna get cleaned up by this Excadrill. T-Bolt is gonna hurt a lot. I'm not sure whether Choice Scarf Excadrill with an Earthquake would have also killed the Zoroark. We could potentially calc that and put it in a notification somewhere. But Vikavolt is gonna take out the Arcanine due to another paralysis. This Arcanine got hacks to death, really. And now Sharon Needles is gonna come in. It's going to die to this Flamethrower, and now Excadrill is going to come in, unless Zoroark is Choice Scarf, Well, if Soraka's Choice Scarf, then building 46 is going to win this game. It may that not be the case. We've already seen an Extra Choice Scarf. That should be able to take it out with a potential X Scissor, and that is exactly what's going to happen. So, this game was super close. Zorak, unfortunately, was not scarfed. He got para-hacked so many times. Unfortunately, but this was my game of the week. Let me know what you think. Let me know what we should do for next week. Whether you want to see blowouts, whether you want to see close games like this. Let me know in the comments, and I will see you guys next week. Bye bye.